For a people who value simplicity and shunning the frivolous, the Amish uphold a hidden labyrinth of rules so intricate, so foreign to our modern lives, they might make you question what freedom truly means. These are not merely ancient customs, but meticulously maintained doctrines designed to guide every facet of existence, from the clothes on their backs to the toys in their children's hands. We pull back the curtain on the unexpected logic behind these regulations. One of the most instantly recognizable, yet confusing, aspects of Amish attire is the absence of buttons. This isn't a mere fashion statement, but a deeply embedded theological choice. Buttons, particularly those made of metal, were historically associated with military uniforms, symbolizing pride, aggression, and worldly display. By strictly avoiding them, the Amish communicate their commitment to humility, pacifism, and separation from societal norms, embodying their spiritual distinction. The insistence on plain clothes extends beyond buttons, dictating fabric, color, and cut. Women wear dresses and aprons in solid, subdued colors, while men wear dark suits and wide-brimmed hats. This uniformity actively discourages individualism and any form of vanity. The attire reinforces their deep-seated belief that one should not draw attention to oneself through outward appearance, but rather focus on inner spiritual devotion. It is a visual testament to their nonconformity. This principle of nonconformity even applies to something as seemingly innocuous as trousers for women. While mainstream society has long embraced pants as a practical and acceptable form of dress, for Amish women, they are strictly forbidden. The rationale is deeply rooted in interpretations of modesty and gender roles, seen as worldly and immodest. Their clothing is not merely a preference, but a consistent, outward demonstration of their covenant with God and community. Moving from attire to childhood, perhaps nothing strikes an outsider as more peculiar than the Amish tradition of faceless dolls. These simple, cloth figures lack any painted or embroidered facial features. This practice isn't rooted in a lack of creativity, but a profound theological principle, preventing vanity and idolatry. By denying the doll a distinct face, the child is discouraged from projecting individual identity or sinful pride onto an object, fostering humility from an early age. This avoidance of imagery extends to photographs. While an Amish person may appear in a photograph, particularly if taken by an outsider, they generally do not pose for pictures that clearly show their faces. This is tied to their interpretation of the second commandment, which warns against graven images. To pose for a photograph, displaying individual identity, is seen as a form of pride and could lead to idolatry. The community over the individual remains paramount. The faceless doll and the aversion to photographs reinforce a consistent message from childhood: one's identity is found within the community, not through individual recognition or self-expression. Children are taught to value utility over beauty, humility over pride. This early conditioning profoundly shapes their perception of themselves and their role within the collective, ensuring that the next generation understands and upholds the ordnung, their unwritten code of conduct. It's a comprehensive approach to identity formation. Perhaps the most fascinating and misunderstood Amish practice involves courtship, particularly the tradition known as bundling or bed courting. In certain Amish communities, it was historically permissible for an engaged couple to sleep in the same bed, fully clothed, with a wooden board separating them. This seemingly intimate arrangement was designed as a test of self-control and commitment, a way for couples to get to know each other deeply without compromising their virtue before marriage. Beyond bundling, Amish dating itself follows strict, unspoken rules. Young people meet at social gatherings, known as singings, and courtship progresses through chaperoned buggy rides and carefully regulated visits. Physical intimacy before marriage is strictly forbidden, and the entire process is overseen by the community. These rituals may appear restrictive, but they serve to ensure that relationships are built on shared faith and values, rather than fleeting desires, aligning with religious mandates. Marriage in the Amish community is a lifetime commitment, central to their faith and communal structure. The Ordnung dictates not only how relationships begin but how they are maintained. Divorce is virtually non-existent, and the union is seen as divinely ordained, serving the purpose of raising children within the faith and strengthening the community. These strictures ensure a stable, predictable social fabric, prioritizing collective well-being over individual romantic caprice. The nuanced relationship with technology is another defining, yet often misunderstood, aspect of Amish life. They are not against technology itself, but against anything that threatens their community values, promotes pride, or encourages assimilation into the world. This leads to selective adoption. Some communities might use gas-powered farm equipment for efficiency, but household electricity and personal phones are generally forbidden, based on careful communal deliberation and consent. This is a complex dance between utility and spiritual preservation. The decision to limit connectivity, such as avoiding personal phones or widespread internet access, is a strategic defense mechanism. It reinforces their insularity, protecting community members from external influences, and ensuring that communication remains primarily face-to-face, strengthening local bonds. While an external phone booth or neighbor's phone might be used for emergencies, the integration of these devices into daily life is seen as a direct threat to their core values and social cohesion. Before young Amish adults commit to baptism and full church membership, they undergo a period called Rumspringa. During this time, they are given more freedom to experience the outside world. While often sensationalized, Rumspringa is not a free-for-all, but a period of discernment. It's an intentional space for them to choose their way of life actively, reinforcing the idea that their commitment is not forced, but a conscious decision. Most ultimately choose to return and join the community, having seen both worlds. The decision to embrace the Amish way of life, with all its restrictions, is a profound one. It signifies a complete acceptance of the Ordnung and a commitment to spiritual separation. These rules, bizarre as they might seem to outsiders, are not arbitrary. They are the carefully constructed foundation of a society that prioritizes humility, community, and fidelity to their interpretation of biblical principles above all else, ensuring their survival in a rapidly changing world. Thus, the faceless dolls, the absence of buttons, the bundling rituals, and the selective use of technology all serve a singular, overarching purpose: to maintain a distinct, separate identity. This isn't just about preserving tradition, it's about actively carving out a spiritual refuge from the perceived corruptions of modern society. Every bizarre rule acts as a boundary, a reinforcement of their collective purpose, creating a society unlike almost any other. So, what appears as arbitrary restrictions from the outside is, within the Amish worldview, a logical and necessary framework for salvation. Their endurance, their quiet resilience, and their unwavering adherence to these principles offer a stark contrast to our own fast-paced, individualized world. It compels us to reflect: what are the unseen rules, the unspoken beliefs, that truly govern our own lives, and what price do we pay for our freedoms?